Hello, listeners. If you are new here, you'll find the story recap in the description. And now our story continues. As the sun started to rise, the man quickly covered the windows of the van. He pulled out thick, dark covers and secured them over each window, ensuring that no light would seep through. The van's interior was soon enveloped in darkness, providing a haven from the harsh daylight. With the windows covered, he turned his attention to Sophie. "Get some sleep," he told her, his voice firm. Sophie, still processing the bizarre and unsettling events of the night, nodded reluctantly. The man then made his way to the back of the van, where his own bed was situated. He crawled into the bed and pulled the dark curtains around him, blocking out all the light. As he settled into his resting space, he closed his eyes, ready to rest and recharge for whatever challenges lay ahead. Sophie awoke in the van, her heart racing. Realizing she was alive and unrestrained, she noticed the man had left. She quickly moved to the door, searching for an escape. However, when she tried the handle, she found it locked. Remaining composed, Sophie began to search the van for an exit. The interior was compact but well organized. She rummaged through the storage compartments, looking for anything that might help her. Her hands moved quickly, her mind racing with thoughts of freedom. The van had various supplies, but none seemed useful for her escape. Sophie heard footsteps approaching the van. The door opened and the man stepped inside with a cloth bag. He pulled out fresh oranges and berries, handing them to Sophie without a word. His expression remained unreadable as he turned away, leaving her to eat in silence. Sophie sat in the van, with the fresh fruit given to her by the man resting in her lap. "Why are we here?" she asked, her voice trembling slightly. "When can I leave? Can I contact my parents? Let them know I'm all right." The man glanced at her. "I don't have a phone," he replied curtly. Sophie stared at him in disbelief. "Who doesn't have a phone? Why don't you have a phone?" The man shrugged, his expression cold. "What do I need a phone for?" "To talk to people," Sophie replied, her frustration evident. "Your friends, your family." The man's gaze remained steady, but there was a hint of something in his eyes. "I don't have any of those," he said simply. He reached up to the top of a cabinet and turned on the old radio, its worn exterior a testament to years of use. He twisted the old knobs, the static crackling as he searched for a station. After a few moments, he found a news broadcast, the voice of the announcer cutting through the static. "This is WZRD News, bringing you the latest updates on the escalating situation. Reports are coming in from across the country of strange and violent incidents. In several cities, people have been seen rioting and fighting in the streets. Authorities are struggling to maintain control as the chaos spreads." Sophie listened intently, her shock growing with each word. The announcer continued. "In addition to the riots, there have been numerous reports of random murders. The murder rates are rising at an alarming rate, and the motives behind these attacks remain unclear. Law enforcement agencies are urging citizens to stay indoors and avoid large gatherings." The broadcast went on. "Hospitals are overwhelmed with patients exhibiting unusual symptoms. Medical professionals are baffled by the sudden surge in cases, and there are concerns about the potential spread of an unknown contagion. The government has yet to release an official statement, but sources indicate that emergency measures are being considered." Sophie listened as the announcer's voice continued. "In other news, several towns have reported widespread looting and vandalism. The National Guard has been deployed in some areas to assist local law enforcement, but the situation remains dire. Citizens are advised to remain vigilant and report any suspicious activity to the authorities." The man reached out and shut off the radio. "What the hell is happening?" she asked. He glanced at her. It was evident in his eyes he didn't know. Without a word, he left the van, leaving Sophie to try and understand what she'd just heard. Thanks for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, please like and subscribe.